live edition of Sprinkle of Salt. Your host, Mike Steph. Best of what he does, the whole nine. Not gonna lie, this is very, very different than how it was on this past Wednesday night. I was boisterous. I was full of energy. I was full of piss and vigor, piss and vinegar, if you will, because I was so worked up and pissed off that the Knicks lost game one of the Eastern Conference series, Eastern Conference Finals, against the Indiana Pacers in such a epic fashion, in such a epic choke. But I was defiant. I was saying, "Yeah, okay, it happened. We're not going to let that take away from what we have going on. You know, we're going to survive." And I truly felt that way. And to tell you the truth, I still feel that way. Still feel that way. But it's different. I'm very subdued right now. This is approximately about an hour and a half after game two ended, in which the Knicks lost game two at home to dig themselves a 0-2 hole against the Indiana Pacers. We lost by 5. But that wasn't what's gotten me so. It's taking the energy, taking the air out of my balloon. I feel like the majority of Knicks faithful that was in Madison Square Garden deflated. It's almost like we were fighting uphill the whole game, yet we weren't. We were up 3 at half. It was a tie game going into the fourth. And that's what I'm going to concentrate on. I'm going to concentrate on the fourth quarter. Because the fourth quarter was befuddling to me in multiple ways. But I understood there was some type of method to the madness, right? Karl-Anthony Towns was on the bench the majority of the fourth quarter. He wasn't in foul trouble. He just was on the bench because Tibbs was riding with Mitchell Robinson, which rightfully so. Mitchell Robinson has been a boon to us in this postseason. His presence, his offensive rebounding, the whole nine, right? So what exactly do you do when you have Mitchell Robinson in the game and then they start committing to the hack-a-Mitch? Do you leave him in the game? Or do you bring back Karl-Anthony Towns, who I believe they said on commentary was minus 23 in the plus minus? Yeah, he had 20 points, but that was probably like one of the quietest 20 points that you've seen, that you could see in an Eastern Conference Finals game, a playoff game, the whole nine, right? Mikal Bridges has proven time and time again that when the light goes on, he shines his brightest. But what happened to Josh Hart? I know he was in foul trouble in the first half. What happened to the defensive tenacity? We allowed Pascal Siakam to go for 39 points. And we got screwed over and over again in this fourth quarter, not by the referees, not by coaching, but by defense. Our rotations were not only a step slow, they were like, I go for the Mets. They were like, you cannot leave Miles Turner wide open. They got lucky when we left McConnell open, wide open. You know, they kept on saying, yeah, they're searching the matchup. They're hunting Brunson. Okay. But listen, Mitch, if you're going to be out there, you're out there for your defensive prowess. Yes, you're out there for your post presence, for your paint presence. But do not leave your man. There was multiple times that they're leaving these motherfuckers wide open. Josh Hart, it seemed like he had no energy today. I don't get it. And I'm not singling him out. But like, come on, man. Come on, we gotta do better than this. You know, I'm not even going to fault the fans that were there, because if your team doesn't give you a reason to be boisterous, to be rowdy, to be loud, then you got what you got, which was Madison Square Garden sound like a mausoleum. Now we're gonna go down to Indiana, and they're gonna be in a lather. They're gonna be smelling a sweep. We ain't gonna get swept. We don't gonna have no gentleman's sweep. As I go past some suspicious police activity, aka they're towing stuff. But yeah, listen, okay. I've been rambling long enough. This is what I have to say. And this is actually me divulging some of my conversation with my bro, Money Mike. Toward the end of the game, like, people can blame Brunson for the foul, in which he was grabbing Neesmith, and it turned the potential turnover into a foul call. But literally, yeah, he was grabbing at the jersey. I get it. But at the same time, if Brunson don't score those 5 to 6 points, we're not in that position to be down by 1. Right? Like, what I don't understand is when Bridges is going off in the 4th, and you always have that threat of Brunson, why do they not run more two-man game plays with Brunson and Bridges? You let them play off each other. It's almost as if we rely on Brunson too much. And I know that's blasphemous to say, because without Brunson, we would not be at this point. And this is not me saying that we shouldn't rely on him. But if we have somebody else that's balling, and in that 4th quarter, Bridges was feeling it. He's not a 3-point shooter, but he was getting in the mid-range. If we run a 2-man game with them, then maybe that frees somebody else up. OG, I'm sorry. We're paying you how many millions of dollars? We're paying you all that money to be a defensive stopper. Don't switch. Fight over that fucking pick. You letting your man from Toronto outplay you, and you make more than him. Last thing I'll say, because like I said, I'm all over the place. I just needed to get this energy out, this negative energy out, because I just need to do so. It's a lot of negative energy in the air. I see some people calling for Coach Tibbs to be fired in the offseason. Now, unfortunately, it's been precedent this season. Some people are calling for Michael Malone. Some people are predicting Michael Malone going to be the next Knicks coach. And tell you the truth, if they would have lost in the first round, I would say that would be correct. I believe that second round victory over the Celtics bought him another year. The only way Tibbs is getting the boot, is getting shown the door, is if we get swept. And tonight is what makes Game 1, so tough to swallow. We win game 1. Guess what? We're going Sunday into Indiana with a split. Do we have home court advantage anymore? No, but still, it's 1-1, series on. Now, because we lost game 1 in a game in which we was up 14 with less than 3 minutes to play, we lost that game. This game, we lost. We're down 0-2. What are we to do? But bandwagon fans cannot call for Tibbs. Listen, this is my philosophy. Tibbs has been at the helm, and Tibbs has been the one to build us up from the foundation up, from the ground up. He's got us to the playoffs 4 out of 5 years. 3 years with Brunson, 1 year with D. Rose as our best player. Right? Can't show him the door. Never mind about the logistics of the staffing, the morale. Like, maybe he worked with this group. Yeah, it's not a finished product. And this is not me copping no please. I'm going to keep that same energy that I've been playing, that I've been keeping. Knicks in 6. It's just a little bit more difficult because I'm a stubborn mother effer. Knicks in 6. I should kind of probably adjust that to Knicks in 7. And don't tell me it can't be done. You know why I have proof that it can be done? Because, unfortunately, Indiana did it to us last year. They was down 0-2 last year. Except that they lost both on the road. But they were down 0-2 last year, and they beat us in 7. So why can't we return the favor? Wouldn't that be so apropos? Wouldn't that be a chef's kiss? That's what I'm leaning on. That's what I'm leaning on. And last but not least, and this is a little bit off the subject, but last but not least, Boston Celtic fans. Now, I totally understand your point of view. That, well, you know, it feels way different when the rabbit has the gun, right? I get it. And see, this is why I don't really particularly like being on social media anymore. But you have a certain segment of Boston Celtics fans that are reveling in our misery. Y'all was acting like y'all won the championship. Isn't it kind of quiet in the garden? It's kind of funny when your best player goes down, but he was like, no, I don't want to hear that shit. Y'all are home, we're fucking playing. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. What happened last year, happened last year. What happened 20 years ago, happened 20 years ago. Actually, what happened 13 years ago, happened 13 years ago, but it's a little bit of synergy. Because the last time we was, well, I wouldn't say in this position, but we beat Boston in 6 games in the 2013 playoffs. That's the Melo-led New York Knicks. And then we turned around in a series that we were favored to win, and we turned around and lost to the Paul George, Roy Hibbert, Indiana Pacers. So this year we beat Boston in 6. Just an extra round, round later. And then we go into the series. Favorite, albeit slightly. And now we're down 0-2. Am I supposed to be worried? Listen, all my New York Knicks fans stand up. It's not over. It is not over. It's not over till the fat lady sang. And tell you the truth, with everybody being on Ozempic lately, there's not that many fat bitches out here. So that means we still got a chance. This Sunday, May 25th, is very sentimental to yours truly. I'm hoping and I'm expecting the New York Knicks to show up this Sunday in Indiana. Because there's a special someone that's looking down on them, and he's like, motherfucker. Can y'all give one to the Gipper? And then we start from there? I still have dreams of a ticker tape parade in New York. I have dreams of a championship parade in New York. Plus, does anybody really want to see an Indiana versus OKC finals? That's going to be worse than last year, Boston and Dallas. Come on, NBA. Do your thing. Work your magic. Work your magic. Where's Scott Foster when you need him? Listen, if there was a script, it's about time for y'all to start turning pages in the script. Because it's now or never. It's now or never. Anyway. Indiana, be happy. Pacers fans, be happy. Knicks haters, more importantly, be happy. Fucking cretins. I swear, I've never seen a team that gets hated on as much as a team that hasn't won a championship in over 50 years. But yet y'all hate on us. Why? Don't hate on us, hate on yourself. Ridiculous. I swear, I told myself I wasn't going to go live today. But as the time ticked down at my shoot job, and I started being filled with angst and aggravation, and to be truthful, a little bit of depression, I said, you know what? Let me give the masses what they eagerly want and what they richly deserve, which is me. I swear, if I didn't get copyrighted, I would say, fuck it. Let me get out of here. So, till this weekend, the city that never sleeps will not sleep. We're not sleeping until we're victorious. Glorious! How did he, victorious! To the gap! Get the fuck out of here. I'll see y'all later. Almost home anyway. Goodbye.